Next up is a re-release of the Marvel Legends Black Widow movie Red Guardian. They did go back and resculpt the head though, and it is glorious.
Light malfunction? Don't backtalk me. Okay, people, welcome back to another Whoosh Weekly. As always, I'm Robo, and fair warning today, there is an excessive amount of Robo Don't Know. I can't know everything, and that's okay. If it's in tiny plastic form, I'm interested. No matter what the franchise is, what the property, what the company, I have some kind of curiosity. Yeah, that's going to be a thing too. The police department decided today was the best day to come out and fire off a few rounds at their shooting range. But like I was saying, it's toys. That's what it all boils down to here on the Whoosh. I may not know every property, every comic book, every movie ever made, but I can appreciate a good piece of plastic, and that's what we're all here for, right? Let's start out with a big ol' heaping helping of Robo Don't Know with Dragon Ball Z. This week, Bandai revealed their SH Figuarts Final Form Cooler, and reading the description, I have learned that this is Frieza's older brother. Which made me think, there's not a lot of resemblance between the... Oh, yeah, there it is. I'm guessing this guy's big and bad and gives Goku a run for his money, and then Goku comes back around, exerts his sheer will and crazy training to finally beat him. Lots of screaming and hair changing shape and colors. That's not me making fun of it, I swear. I've watched some of it. I really, really like it. I've just never seen anything with cooler in it, and I didn't get as far as I would have liked. If you're interested in the figure, though, it is a P Bandai exclusive. The link is in the description. It's $80. Should ship in September. Yeah, that's right. Another line I don't follow much is the 4 Horsemen Mythic Legions. I've always somehow missed these drops, and at this point, with the crazy amount of product and the difficulty in getting that, I'm not catching up without a bunch of spreadsheets and more money than my wallet is willing to give up. But I did catch this week's winners for the All-Stars Wave 4. There's Sir Owain and Vitus, Tibius and Scaphoid, and I can remember those names because Tibius and Tibia and, well, Scaphoid, them's bones, and these are skeletons. Don't give me too much credit, my wife's a nurse. I've gleaned some anatomy over the years. The Forest Troll 2, from what I understand, has a head from another troll painted in green, and I like this because it makes him look a lot meaner than that original head, which is still an alternate head here. But the two that skew into my lane are the homages to Masters of the Universe, Bryophytus and Mephitor. Again, I can remember Bryophytus because Bryophyta is mosses and Mephistus is skunks. Not even gonna lie, I looked that up. Ooh, I did some research. Robo do know. A little bit of nothing. Bottom line, these are the Mythic Legions versions of Stinkor and Mossman. I do wish one of the Bryophytus heads had the old Uncle Mossy eyes, you know. $35 a piece, except for, of course, the Forest Troll is $110, but if you want to get the whole group together, you can save yourself $20. Switching over to the Mattel side of the MOTU hemisphere, this week, Target posted their exclusive Masters of the Universe Origins Keldor and Cronus 2-pack. Now, I hear you asking, Robo, you don't talk about Origins, why now? Because you keep asking. Plain and simple. I have no interest in the line. It is smaller than my usual beloved 6-inch scale, but it's He-Man, and I have a deep down love for that property. I'm happy with my classics, as dead in the water as those are. But as I always say, nostalgia is, a fickle mistress, and I can't help looking at these when I'm in the toy aisle, mostly because of the packaging. So pretty. That and I have never liked the mainline Skeletor with its wide open mouth. This set fixes that, though, with the alternate head. But then there's also pre-Trap Jaw Cronus with a head that only a Spaceball could love. Still, nostalgia. $30 should be appearing soon. I don't know if it's actually been up for pre-order yet. And if you're needing a vehicle for these new, old, modern, retro figures, Amazon did post the Land Shark. The teeth are even serrated, and that makes Skeletor very, very happy. It's also $30, but you have to kind of search for it. It's been popping in and out of stock. I never had the Land Shark back in the day. Maybe if I just grabbed that and maybe, like Cronus never had him. No! No, I don't need another line. Shut up. Keeping with Mattel, yeah, I know, it's crazy. They're just slipping more and more in here. Thanks to Collect Jurassic on Instagram, we got our first looks at the Jurassic Park Amber Collection, Ray Arnold, and Ian Malcolm version 2. For Ray, it looks passable. You can tell who it is. If you say Jurassic Park, you go, oh, that's Ray Arnold. Yep. I definitely want to see better pictures or the actual product before passing judgment, because at the end of the day, it is a Samuel L. Jackson action figure, and that is very tempting. The computer is awesome too. I need that for some kind of retro display. Maybe it can go with the Masters of the Universe Origins line that I'm about to start. No! That leads us into Malcolm, though. We had speculated, since it was called Jurassic Park Amber Collection, Ian Malcolm version 2, that it was a version with a coat, or later on the movie with the sexy shirt open, injured look, but nope. It's essentially the same figure we already have. There are some differences though. Instead of a cup of water, he now comes with a walkie-talkie. Okay, that's not all. This new picture shows that they may be reintegrating the double elbows that we saw on the original prototype for this figure. When the version 1 came out, it was changed to a hinge and swivel, which... will they do the same for Owen in some kind of tie-in with the next Jurassic World movie coming out? I don't know. Arnold and Malcolm are up for pre-order right now on Big Bad Toy Store, and when I went to the site to confirm that, I noticed that their listings for, let me get this straight, the Lost World Tiger Raptor and the Jurassic Park 3 Pterodon had been updated with pictures that we saw on the Target site a couple weeks ago. At the time, we thought those, since they were called Jurassic World, were Target exclusive, but now that's up in the air. Because that led me to Target, where I noticed that the Velociraptor listing still had the same pictures, but the Pterodon pictures had been updated with a different color scheme. The color scheme we had thought was the Jurassic Park 3 version. In fact, even though the listing on Target says Jurassic World, there's a package shot that blatantly says Jurassic Park 3 across the bottom. What's this mean? Mattel. You just never know, right? You're just going to order your dinosaurs and hope for the best. But if you're a stickler for that kind of thing, you may be in for a world of hurt, because who knows who is shipping what. Mortal Kombat, you know the deal here. I spent more time looking over people's shoulders watching fighting games than I did actually playing them, because I absolutely sucked at them. Then I watched many a friend descend into madness trying to memorize all the button combinations to give you those final kills. And gotta slide to the front, A, B, A, B, A, top, button. But looking at the Storm Collectibles Kung Lao, two things pop in my mind. One, it's not a ninja, so that's cool, especially for the Storm Collectibles line. And two, there's a fluidity to the pictures here, to the figure, a sense of motion. Plus, it's a dude that uses his hat as a weapon to cut people up, while also being able to pull a friendship rabbit out of it. A kind of poetry to the whole presentation. $75 estimated Q3 of 2021. Hey, we haven't heard from Todd lately, at least when it comes to the DC Multiverse line. I guess there's no better time for a picture of the Snyder Cut Justice League Darkseid to leak out. I'm guessing McFarlane Toys is waiting until closer to the movie's actual release date, and word on the mean toy streets is that this is a deluxe release, so it's gonna be big. It's very Snyder, it's unmistakably Darkseid given the head and the big old Omega symbol on the chest. Although he is little in the middle, but he's got much. NECA took it to Instagram this week to assure fans that the Defenders of the Earth Lothar and Mandrake were still coming, which I guess were in question? I haven't followed the line since we saw the prototypes way back at Toy Fair, a lifetime ago. They even posted a neat turnaround of Lothar just to drive the point home. I don't think NECA gave a time frame for these to release, but Flash, Ming, and Phantom are just now hitting stores, so there may be a wait. But you know NECA and their one-shot reveals where they just throw out a picture and they may be gauging interest, but at the same time, they're just building anticipation until the full solicitation hits. In that category this week is an American Werewolf in London's Kessler Wolf. And I only know that because other people were posting that under the picture. I've never seen an American Werewolf in London. I know! No release info yet, it's just, hey, here's a big old articulated werewolf. More on that later. Things seem to be moving right along with their Puppet Master 2-packs though. One pack contains Ultimate Blade and Torch, and then the other has Ultimate Tunnler and Pinhead. The outside looks like a trunk, and then you open it up and you go, oh, this is a trunk, but I'm not quite sure what's going on with all the extra space. At first I thought maybe the accessories were hidden, but then I opened my eyeballs and actually looked, and there's the accessories right there around the figures. Stands, diorama, hidden goodies. But with the figures averaging about 4¼ inches tall, the extra space would make them 9-10 inches if my mathemacating's right. But when the smoke clears, it's essentially the trash around my plastic. I'm gonna get it and be like, oh, that's a big package. $30 a set should be hitting this month. Oh man, this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles loot crate situation. Whew. First I thought, okay, Robo, you only need Danny because 1990 movie is your main NECA collection. But then I started hearing people talk about Crate 4 being Dark Turtle, and then learned that that's Donatello in a Batman costume. It's a no-brainer. This week they continued with the reveals, first showing Human Scrag in all his cartoon prototype glory. This is the bonus figure if you buy all 4 crates, and they were true to their word, there are swappable parts to turn the figure into his mutated bat form. Then just yesterday, Loot Crate posted up an image for Crate 2's Armagon. I'm still not familiar with the character, but if you look at the figure itself from a action figure standpoint, let's brighten it up just a bit. It is a cool mutant shark. I know not everyone is into the pixel look for their video game figures, but it's a spiffy little thing. That leaves Claw, Shredder, and Dark Turtle to be fully revealed, but I figure they're going to do that sooner rather than later to sell as many crates as they can before the March 23rd deadline. Yeah, the Jakks Pacific Apex Legends line is still alive and kicking. Okay, that may be harsh, but you have to admit that while the sculpts are pretty good, the paints are a bit plain, and the articulation, while it's in the super category, is hindered, especially around the ankles. And if it doesn't have good ankles, it doesn't matter how much articulation is in the legs. You can't get it flat-footed in a stable stance. But that's not stopping the solicitation for Wave 3's Mirage, Crash Test Pathfinder, and Bloodhound Youngblood. Some of those names may be mixed around. I Robo don't know Apex Legends. Big surprise. But I am starting to see the patterns to the waves here. There's always a human showing some skin, then there is a fully covered humanoid form, along with a robot. While this is another release for Bloodhound in the overall line, there is no sculpt shared between this and the Wave 1 version. The same can't be said for Pathfinder though. It's just the same sculpt in a different color, but instead of big weapons, this one comes with boxing gloves. And for some reason, that is tempting to me. Around $20 a pop drops this month. I will say Jakks Pacific is excellent with the turnaround from showing the figures to them actually hitting the pegs in the online stores. Kicking into Star Wars, the Black Series offering is complete reuse, and that seems to be the trend for Hasbro this week. The GameStop/EB Games exclusive Gaming Greats Battlefront 2 Imperial Rocket Trooper is exactly what you think it is. A reissue of the GameStop/EB Games exclusive Gaming Greats Battlefront 2 Imperial Jump Trooper, but without the yellow shoulder pad and the yellow helmet stripe. That's it. But I mean, it's accurate to the game, and when it comes to store exclusives, this is what we kind of hope for. Something that is not necessarily needed for your shelf, but a cool extra that you can add if you wanna. It should be available soon and then pop up in stores sometime. I'm guessing it's $24.99. Is that about GameStop exclusive process? For March's Marvel Monday, Hasbro has shown the Marvel Legends Black Widow movie Red Guardian and Melina 2-pack. Again, at first glance, it looks like a lot of reuse, but the closer you look, you realize your first glance was dead on the money. It is a ton of reuse, but it still works. Melina seems to be using the same gear as Natasha and Yelena, so this is fitting. I haven't fine-tooth combed this costume, but personally, I find the cream at the shoulder and knee pads a bit distracting, whether they're accurate or not. But with the brand new head sculpt, at least she is the new character for the shelf. Didn't we already get Red Guardian? We did, but the beard and hair wasn't accurate, and we didn't get the masked head. The downfall of Hasbro trying to release product at the same time a movie releases is they have to work with concept art. They need a big lead time for prototyping and production, and when it comes to those preliminary designs, those may change on the set, on the fly. But with the Black Widow movie getting pushed way back, Hasbro gets a do-over here, and the head and the colors on the costume are much more accurate now. The updated look and the accessories, totally worth it for me. Like I said during the Foosh live stream on Twitch on Monday, I'm gonna be a scraggly bearded guy playing with an action figure of a scraggly bearded guy playing with an action figure. And then the Red Guardian I already have can be a younger version. Also during that live stream, I had forgotten that the original prototype for this figure didn't have the micro basketball texture on the costume, but they did add it before that first figure released, so that wasn't changed between the first figure and this figure. They did tweak the star though with some lines in it, so that's cool. $40 scheduled for July, which is still a couple of months after the movie releases, but what you gonna do? An action figure with an action figure. Finally, today is the last episode of WandaVision, but I usually wait until the family gets home so we can all watch it together. So as I record this, I am in the dark as to what happens. But if you're even further behind than I am and are avoiding spoilers, you want to jump to this timestamp. Because the official Marvel site itself revealed an upcoming Marvel Legends figure based on the look of a character from WandaVision in the end credits of the last episode, so it's still pretty fresh. Last warning, go. In an article about WandaVision t-shirts and Funko Pops, they just casually tossed out, hey, we're gonna make a Marvel Legends White Vision. It looks to be mostly reuse of the MCU Vision we've already gotten a couple times, but there is a new head because the gem on the forehead has changed. There's some extra details up there, and then they've added a new cape, which includes the overlay over the chest. I love this look, but again with the cream colors. I didn't notice that much contrast in the costume, but I will admit there was a lot of bright lights in that scene, and maybe Hasbro knows something I don't. No word if this is the rumored Vision in the upcoming rumored Disney Plus wave that is rumored, or if it's some other kind of release, but I'm down. And can we get Agatha in her full witch gear from the last episode? Remember, I haven't seen this episode. I don't know what happens. Future. Either way, I feel like I've needed that all along. Bing. And that's it for this week, I think. Oh, gunshots, losing my mind. But if I did miss anything, we'll swing back around next week. Or catch up on, like I said just a minute ago, the Monday Foosh Live on Twitch. If you're interested in seeing any of these pictures up close without me all not knowing stuff in front of them, I don't always know when I'm not going to know something. Sometimes it sneaks up on me, but most of the time I know when I'm not going to know something. I'll be posting those along with links to more information, pre-orders on the Foosh front page Saturday at noon, or if you can't wait that long, all those links are in the description. But yeah, quite a bit of not knowing this week. Enough to make you go, geez, does this guy know anything? Those exact words down in the comments. This guy, right? Like you're addressing the rest of the comment section and rallying them around, trying to get me booed off stage or something. Then you like your own comment. You were caught on TV trying to start a wave, but nobody else is starting one, and you're just standing there uncomfortably. Woo! Let's, hey, everybody, whoa! But if you enjoyed this weekly comment, like, subscribe. Much love to the plus. If you're interested in seeing videos early or just in a position to help out the channel, patreon.com. But wherever you may be watching this, I'll always catch you on the Foosh. With the mail like it is right now, or not even just mail, it's FedEx, it's UPS, reviews are kind of behind. For the next week at least, I'm going to be reviewing old stuff, but it's fun. Just open some toys, look at them, move them around, make them kick their own ass, tilt, and then hopefully next weekend, I'll have something new-ish, newer. We'll see.